Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I forgot to put it on airplane mode and someone called and cut the video. So the ranch dressing was done. I just tasted it. It's the right consistency. I added a little bit of pepper because that's my preference. But that is the recipe, and then you taste it, and if you want it a little pepperier or if you want it to have a little more salt, you add it in there. If you need it a little more runny, you just add a little more milk. And after that basic recipe that I gave you, you kind of just do your own thing. So here's the ranch in the bottle. And then I took the other half of the ranch, and you can see it's kind of a orangey color. I added hot sauce to it, so it's a spicy ranch. And I'm gonna put that with our fajita salads. So that's the end of the ranch. And now we're gonna do a vinaigrette. Vinaigrettes are really, really fun because it's kind of like building a salad. There are steps to it, but you kind of can make it up as you go. The steps to a vinaigrette is 1 part acid to 3 parts oil plus herbs. That's it. And the reason I say acid is because it doesn't have to be a vinegar to be a vinaigrette. It has to be an acid. You could use lemon juice and do a lemon pepper vinaigrette. Or you could use lime juice and do a lime cilantro vinaigrette. It doesn't matter. So as long as you have 3 parts of a neutral oil, and a neutral oil is something like vegetable oil, and a neutral oil means that it has no flavor. Olive oil has a flavor. If you combine it with your vinaigrette, you are going to taste that olive oil. When you combine vegetable oil in a vinaigrette, you don't taste the oil. You just taste the smoothness. And it's more of a texture thing than a flavor thing, and that is what you want. So it's 3 parts neutral oil to 1 part acid and whatever herbs you want to add. However many herbs you want to add. If you want to be really herby, go to town. If you just want a little bit, it's up to you because it's your preference. It's your flavor. You get to have fun with it. So we're making a vinaigrette to go with the shrimp salad that we made, the shrimp and berry salad. And I chose balsamic vinegar because I think that goes very, very well with shrimp, and balsamic vinegar goes great with berries. So I think that'll mesh really well. So what we're gonna do, and this part you do have to measure out, we're gonna do 2 cups oil, okay. And then we're gonna get our vinegar, and we're gonna do 2/3 cups. So 2/3 cups of the oil, and that gives you that ratio of 3 to 1. Oh, if I can open this. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. All right. And vinegar sometimes has that little thing so it won't pour fast. You can just take a knife and pop that sucker out because that's a pain. There we go. All right, so we are going to do 2/3 vinegar. I'm just gonna pour that all in. I'm not gonna mix it. It's just gonna sink to the bottom. And then we're gonna do our herbs. The herbs I picked for the balsamic vinegar is, let's see, salt, pepper, of course, dried minced onion, and my favorite herb, tarragon. Tarragon is an herb that brings out the sweetness a little bit, and it pairs very well with a lot of things. and it makes great in a balsamic vinaigrette. So, first thing I'm gonna do is put in my onion, and I measure with caps because a lot of cooking is not like baking where you have to be exact. It's by your preference and by your taste. So that's why on these things where you can play with it a little bit, I don't give you exact measurements. So I'm gonna let that kind of sit there. You want the oil and the vinegar to start to rehydrate these herbs and give them life again. So I'm gonna do a cap of tarragon, because I love tarragon. It's so good. And tarragon, if you're trying to figure out what tarragon is the herb that smells like black licorice. It does not taste like black licorice, but it does smell like black licorice. So I'm going to do a good amount of finely ground black pepper. And this is where you use your senses. When you start to actually smell that pepper, that's when you can kind of give it a moment. All right. So I'm going to try that. Okay. I'm going to give this a nice mix. Get all those herbs. And I like when I'm doing a vinaigrette to have a piece of bread to dip it in, to taste it, so you don't just get a mouthful of vinegar. It kind of levels it out. Okay, it's mixed well. You don't see, it looks like a vinaigrette. And just dip it in. Okay, it needs more salt. More tarragon, definitely. And if you don't want to do tarragon, you can do rosemary. You can do thyme. You can do rosemary and thyme. You can do whatever herbs you like. That's what makes vinaigrettes fun. And also, remember in the back of your mind that the longer the vinaigrette's gonna sit, the more it's gonna take on that herb flavor. So, even if you don't really taste it too much right now, give it a half hour or so, and you'll really start to taste it. But this is where you use your senses, because you want to be able to smell those herbs, because you'll smell them before you can taste them. Okay. I think that looks great. I'm going to get my little containers, fill 2 for the salads, and then put the rest in a bottle. And when I'm done with that and get this cleaned up, I will come back and teach you how to do honey mustard. See you in a minute.